So let's examine more closely now the GDP rise that we heard about today. And joining me now on the news at 10 is an economic analyst with several years of experience in the banking and strategy sector. That's at Zenith Bank, Mr. Marcel Okeke. Thanks a lot for joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you, Joma.
Some are already saying, it's the strongest growth that we've seen in the first quarter, and there seems to be a bit of happiness about that. How do economists like yourself view it?
I think it makes all the sense to join the government in being happy about it. Because this economy in 2016 as a whole grew at sub-zero level, sub-zero. And in 2017, it grew at only 0.82%, the whole of 2017. And in 2018, it grew at 1.93%. Okay, so for it to be growing at over 2% in this very first quarter is really something that gives us hope that the future could be bright. And more so, this over 2%, when you look at it vis-a-vis the projection of the IMF for the entire year, the IMF said the entire economy will grow at the rate of 2%, and the World Bank said 2.2%. And so if we have achieved 2% at this very outset of the year, when the economy is most sluggish, it gives us hope that going forward, when activities pick up, things are going to be better.
That means you're just as optimistic as the government when they say there are better things to come, because that seems to be what we're hearing today, that, following this trajectory. Is that it? Yes,
I still stress that, because there are already some policies and programs in place that are really likely to support this trajectory.
Yeah, but there are areas where we're not actually growing figures, we're not doing too well, particularly labor productivity, for instance. And people continue to complain that even when you look at the ERGP, you're looking at growth in numbers, but not growth in development. And so how can we now marry this growth to the areas where it hurts the average man?
Well, before you have development, you must have growth. And so to begin with, there's already growth taking place. And so, like I said, there are programs that will support this growth so that it will now get to the level that people will begin to feel the impact. And it's when people begin to feel the impact that you now see development.
But anytime you take on this particular government about unemployment figures, they throw social infrastructure programs at you. Is that it?
No, let me tell you. There's going to be what is called effective diversification of the economy. The central bank has put some measures in place, and they are still coming up with more. There's a lot of policy now in place, and more are coming in the area of the textile sector, which is likely to absorb so many unemployed persons. There's the Anchor Growers Program in the area of agriculture, and there's also what the CBA is also packaging in the area of a creative industry. So with all this in place and more to come, I believe, these jobless will be employed, and that will improve a lot of things going forward.
This is around the time when we begin to say what should be the agenda for the administration coming in the next 4 years. Okay. What should they do? So if everything is okay and we're all growing fine, are you saying this is the trajectory we should maintain and there's nothing we should do differently, that we're on track?
We can't even say that, because there's always room for improvement. And so all we are saying is that they should sustain the tempo. Do you understand? This that is already established, it gives a lot of people and everybody, in fact, hope that we are going in the right direction. If there was a fear that we could relapse into recession, but somehow the positive trajectory has been sustained.
What about the talk of that this has something to do with the CBN governor, or perhaps the CBN? When you're looking at the contributory factors to what has led us to this point, what would you say?
Come again, please.
For instance, some are saying the CBN is doing things right.
Okay.
The steps that they've taken in the last 4 years, in the last couple of years, contribute to where we are today. Do you agree with that?
Okay. Not everything government did was right. One thing you will understand that we're talking about human society, meaning that what will happen, the way people will react are usually unpredictable. But on balance, we talk about the aggregate. What we come out with shows that things are in the positive direction. That's not to say that everything was right and everything is not even right now. But we are saying that what we have seen gives us hope going forward. And we are only saying, government, please continue to do things that will keep us in this trajectory.
All right, economic analyst, Mr. Marcel Okeke, thanks for sharing those thoughts with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.